is Jörg Fokoli. I'm one of the directors, the co-director of Keep the Promise, the documentary that we're playing.
I'm Mark Smolowitz, and I've been making films for over 20 years. And we kind of came together to make films about HIV and AIDS as a labor of love. For us, films about HIV and AIDS are often in front of the LGBT community, and so for us to be world premiering here at Vail, I think is a good boost for us. Get this in front of an audience and the potential for this thing to be seen, nationally.
Every one of us has to answer for ourselves what the promise is that we intend to keep.
We have to keep this promise because this promise is our life, our hope, and our future.
The film is a collaboration between our organization, the HIV Story Project, and AIDS Healthcare Foundation. They provide services for people living with HIV and AIDS around the world. They open clinics, they provide medication, etc. So they have the stories. And we have, we're the guys who know how to make films. So we collaborated with them on this. They provided the story for us. They helped us finance it. And together we made this film to, remind people that HIV and AIDS in this country is fairly treatable and people live long, healthy lives with it. But worldwide, it's still a huge problem. There's still a lot of parts of the world where people are getting infected. And as we know, even in this country, there's still communities where the disease is still pretty rampant.
I do believe that the march is going to make a difference. I believe that there's power in numbers.
We came from everywhere. More than 50 countries.
Hello, Washington!
To let our government officials know that they must keep their promises to fund AIDS research, treatment, and prevention.
We covered a major stage show, which has lots of celebrities, that was basically, a global protest to kind of remind the world about the global AIDS crisis.
Marching on Washington to remind politicians that we vote for them.
The war against AIDS has not been won, and now is not the time to retreat.
I lost so many friends to that disease. And John and Dennis, I'm marching for you today.
The AIDS crisis is not over. We need to keep the promise.
It's a very special small film, so it needs that extra bit of support, that extra bit of handling everywhere we go with it.
I don't care what color, what country, I don't care if you're straight, I don't care if you're gay, lesbian, I don't care if you're bisexual, transgender, we in this together.
Keep the promise, keep the promise, keep the promise.
Visualize these stats in a really kind of powerful motion graphics and animation space with a very talented animator. And I think that what we wanted to do was kind of take these numbers that are kind of overwhelming and just make them clear for audiences. It can be very overwhelming to hear about a lot of death and disease, and it's not easy to sit through, but we try to use the motion graphic space to kind of make them more informative and let people kind of think.
I want to see everybody jump the whole place, the entire place, the whole place.
The whole point of making the film, like Mark said, we want to put a face on these numbers because, when you hear millions of people are infected or people are dying, it is so abstract, so that's why we have these people from around the globe who are in Washington, D.C., whose stories we hear. And the fact that they are living and thriving, and then when people do get on the medications, the fact that they are living long, healthy lives at this point is very, very encouraging. There's certainly hope in that, and the stigma is obviously still a big thing. You see people in this film that are fighting the stigma in their communities and that are trying to make a difference by living out in the open about their HIV status, or by supporting people that are in their family or friends that are HIV positive.
Today is the beginning of the rebirth of AIDS activism in this country and across the world.
From the mountains to the valleys to the skyscraper mass of metal and glass, a very gracious and dignified what up to you. I'm Scoop Nemeth, and this is the first edition of Headline This here on Colorado Entertainment Showcase. Both USA Today and the Wall Street Journal have recently published articles about the growing acceptance of marijuana use by both pop culture and registered voters of the good old US of A. Meanwhile, here in Colorado, to propose guidelines for the regulation of recreational marijuana, the Amendment 64 committee designed to do so is behind schedule. On top of that, they agreed during their last meeting to make Friday's meeting optional due to the incredibly nice weather and the Rocky season opener. It should be noted that many members of the panel are not marijuana users, which challenges the concept that only such users are aloof and lack focus in completing a job in time. At least today, a Colorado State Senate committee voted unanimously on an industrial hemp bill to be sent to the Senate floor. Meanwhile, also in Denver, marijuana activists are busy scheduling the largest 420 rally in the world. Simultaneously, High Times is putting on a cannabis cup here in Denver, both which will take place as scheduled April 20th. I assure you, proving that cannabis users are focused, hardworking, and can put on one hell of a show. Just ask one of the show's producers. The gun control debate made national news once again as President Obama stopped in Colorado to speak at the Denver Police Academy. Meanwhile, reported on ourparknews.com, dozens of Colorado sheriffs met in counter-demonstration against gun control laws within a mile of Mr. Obama's political show. I would add more to this story if each side's statements didn't contain the same repeated talking points we have already heard. Suffice to say, many of us do not want to get shot and killed, and we would prefer not to shoot and kill in order to accomplish this. You can catch me on two weekend shows, Head Games with Megan Kiefel on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1510 KCKK, every Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And on The Chris Miller Show at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Sunday on tradiov.com/Denver. Chris Miller's show is a local production broadcasting out of the Five Points Media Center, which also houses PBS member station KBDI. Jeremiah Zentz, Ed Chastain, and I produce content here at Denver Open Media TV in the Santa Fe Arts District. All of these channels are examples of independent media in Colorado, and this next story focuses on independent media worldwide. The National Conference for Media Reform was held here in Denver last weekend. Things started off big at Mercury Cafe Thursday night with the U.S. premiere of a film about corporate media, Shadows of Liberty. This documentary, which filmmaker Jean-Philippe Tremblay completed over 14 months ago, is just now getting seen by American audiences. Colorado Entertainment Showcase producer and citizen journalist Jeremiah Zentz reports, quote, "The crowd quickly grew to standing and floor seating room only. A panel discussion with members included the filmmaker, Robert McChesney, Norman Sullivan, and Amy Goodman of Democracy Now!, discussed a long and difficult process that this film has taken to get screened in the US of A. While it has already generated audiences and distribution throughout the world. What does Consolidated Media have to fear about its message? I encourage you to find out about it by watching it yourself. Shadows of Liberty, Amy Goodman and Juan Gonzalez, aired their internationally known Democracy Now! Newscast right here at Denver Open Media Studios. Also, that Friday, April 5th, Open Media Foundation hosted a spectacular open house party for locals and conference attendees. Dozens of events took place and are available for view by visiting freepress.net. Meanwhile, we would like to take an opportunity to let our viewers know that we encourage you to come to 700 Calumet Street, Denver, Colorado 80204 every first Friday for DOM's live broadcast this May, Friday the 3rd. Bluegrass acoustic group Steel Pennies will be playing here. And of course, come out next second Wednesday, May 8th, for the second installment of Colorado Entertainment Showcase. And that's what it's all about for this Wednesday of April 2013. I'm Scoop Nemeth, and this has been Headline This on Colorado Entertainment Showcase. Thank you for watching, and remember, life is a cheerful buffet with desserts for kicking ass, so don't fill up on negativity bread.
Checks in as Lance checks out for Mesa. His second down and 8 for the T-Birds at the 34-yard line of Eastern. 4 receivers. And a little quarterback keeper to the right side by Gavin.
You look like crap, Lisa.
Wow. Thanks, Tom.
Here's to your first day. Today's your first day? Wait. You serve anyone we know?
Not yet. I had Bill Anderson.
Bill Anderson from basketball?
Different Bill Anderson.
Wonder whatever happened to that guy anyway.
He's a cop?
Bong hit Bill Anderson's a cop.
Ironic, isn't it?
I think you mean sardonic.
No, I'm pretty sure she means ironic.
Hey, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Thanks. It was kind of weird and a little awesome. Please tell me you know her.
Joanne?
Yeah.
Never seen her before today.
Hi, can I help you?
Joanne Nolan?
Yes, I'm Joanne.
I'm so sorry to have to do this. Do you want a hug?
I wish it was Bong hit Bill Anderson from basketball. The guy's a real prick.
Miss Bill Anderson was a regular person, like us. Bill? Bill Anderson?
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Wow, you're a big fella, aren't you? I'm sorry. This is for you.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah?
Look, I say screw Bill Anderson, right? I mean, you don't get served unless you screwed up or something, right?
Yeah. About that. Drinks are on me, honey.
Go to the air, has pressure, dumps it off over the middle into traffic, it's caught by Jordan all the way down the 35-yard line.